oil into the Gulf of Mexico. With us this morning, someone who's had a bird's eye view of just exactly what is going on. Congressman Bill Cassidy. Good to see you, Representative.
Hey,
thank you so much for being with us. You're actually going back to D.C. a little later on today.
I will.
But before that, obviously you're with us this morning, and just yesterday, up in the air with the Coast Guard, taking a look at what did you see when you were up there?
Lots of oil.
I bet you did.
Lots of oil, and it is clearly coming towards our coastline. They showed us where it has been reported already, which is on Breton Island. And Breton Island is at the very tip of the Mississippi Delta, but it's also about 50 miles from where the oil spill itself is.
Right.
And so the oil has already come that far in.
So what are they saying right now? Is it, we've heard, Grand Isle is now a bullseye. We've heard as far east as Florida. Is there no stopping this gigantic blob of oil growing in the Gulf?
Well, I think, one, it depends on the weather.
Sure.
And so the weather has been blowing towards the east, which is why it's been going there. Now I gather it's blowing the other way. Right. Now it may push it back over towards the marshland. If we have huge waves, it breaks up the oil slick. If we have relatively calm seas, it allows it to burn or be skimmed. On the other hand, it doesn't break up the oil, so it's more likely to be a slick.
Is there enough, in your eyes, obviously you get to hear a little bit more than just the average folk with your position, is enough being done right now to not only contain the oil, but stop the leak? Because right now, we've got hearings up in D.C. today from the executives from BP to Halliburton talking about laying blame. We're talking about laying blame, and the leak is still going on. So is there enough focus on containing this and getting rid of the leak?
Well, of course, we only know what we're being told.
Sure.
There's a 3 o'clock Eastern Time conference call that I've been on every day except yesterday when I was in the helicopter since the leak occurred. My staff is on, etc. And so clearly there's a lot of resources being deployed. The purpose of the hearings will be to, one, establish what happened.
Sure.
How do we prevent it? How do we prevent the loss of life that we had this time?
Right.
Safety of our workers, if you will, going forward. And then we'll also figure out if enough's being done. Clearly there's a lot of resources being done, though. When we were out there yesterday, we could see the 2 relief wells being drilled, which may take another 80 days. But still, there is an effort taking place now, which is substantial.
They talk about that taking, up to 3 months for those relief wells, and obviously we saw the containment dome, its failure over the weekend. Is enough attention being paid to this on a national level? We're seeing this every single day. It's in our backyard. Of course, we're going to pay attention to it, but on the national radar, where is it?
It still ranks high because clearly energy production plays huge going forward. One thing we have to make sure is that people don't have their whole vision of offshore drilling colored by this.
Correct.
Which is a terrible thing to happen. On the other hand, I think there's 3,800 active rigs out in the Gulf right now, so I was told yesterday, and the safety record has been substantial. So we have this balance which I think, frankly, Louisiana is perfectly poised. We've learned this balance. We can teach the rest of the nation about it.
This is something that we're having to deal with right now, obviously hurricane season. I can't believe we're talking about this just 3 weeks from now. And so there's a bit of a scare that if we were to have one early, we've heard sound bites from officials, parish presidents already saying, yeah, you could have this oil dumped up on top of New Orleans.
Matt, Scripture tells us, let the day's own troubles be sufficient for the day.
Yeah, exactly. Why worry about what's to come? Figure out what to do now.
If we can address what's happening today to one, bring comfort to the people who've lost loved ones, to 2, figure out what the leak was caused by, and 3, stop the leak, and then 4, keep it from happening again, I think that's enough on our plate.
That is certainly enough on our plate. Hopefully we can take those steps and knock them all out of the park as we come to them. But my gosh, the task at hand is incredible, is it not?
Yes, it is. But on the other hand, never bet against the American people or the people of Louisiana.
Sure.
I truly think we'll get solutions. I truly think that we will mitigate this environmental disaster. Not understating it, but just I have faith in our people. And that said, I'm cautiously optimistic. As terrible as it is, I do think we have resources that we can bring to bear.
I think you hit it on the head. Never doubt the folks down here. We've proven time and time again we know how to deal, we know how to handle. Thank you so much, Congressman.
Thank you, Matt.
Safe trip back north, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
It is 6:40.